Okay, everybody, let's welcome the champions of LIV Golf Adelaide 2024, the hometown heroes, Ripper GC. What can only be described as a storybook ending with the playoff and everything that went into it. Cam, how are you feeling right now?
He's flabbergasted.
I am flabbergasted, actually. It's
I think we're all flabbergasted.
yeah, it's I think we're all exhausted. It's been a very long week, and for it to end the way it did was, like you said, a storybook ending. It was so cool. All the boys played really well. I think we all finished in the top 12 or 13 or something. Which is something we probably haven't done as a team before, so that's pretty cool as well, for everyone to show up at our home event and play really solid golf. So, yeah, I think we're all ready for a beer and a long sleep.
Beers?
No, it's okay.
No, you guys bring the boys some beers. Mark, tell us what it was like on 18, playing that hole twice. Just that whole experience out there where the first hole kind of went a little bit sideways and the Stingers weren't putting great, and then just the whole experience was wild. Tell us what that felt like for you.
Yeah, that was a tricky hole location, actually. I don't think there would have been too many putts made around that hole. But it was as good as I've played in front of. You know, it takes a fair bit to get me nervous, and that tee shot on the first playoff hole, I was pretty nervous. So to make that putt that you're probably talking about on the 18th hole, I was saying before to someone else that if I hadn't have made that putt, I feel like I would have been charged and trampled. So. Yeah, that was a pretty important putt to make, and obviously a great one to see go in. But yeah, it was just a great day all in all, really, to play with Lucas for the day. I've never really fist pumped to go from 20th to 18th or 17th before, and I think that team aspect really does that to us. You don't have a chance to win the team, the individual tournament, but you've got a chance to help your team. So I think that's really a massive draw card of this event.
Amazing. Sorry, I'm just going to pass out your beers.
I've got
Okay.
fresh Carlton.
Toby doesn't drink beer, so.
You don't drink beer?
I'll stomach one for the occasion.
Ooh.
Matt, were you taking off your shoes so you can do a shoey for us?
No,
Okay.
it's definitely not.
Lucas, you were on fire today. I was telling you earlier, every time I was looking at the TV, you were just sinking another putt. Obviously, that was a big contribution to the team taking home the win today. Tell us about your day, and did you feel a lot of pressure out there, like you really needed to perform well for the team?
I don't know that I felt too much pressure. I think I sort of chatted with Pewey, my caddy, before the round. You know, we were starting on 7, so I think in our first 8 holes we were going to play all the par 5s. Which I thought was where we were going to really take advantage of the golf course. So I was kind of prepping myself for a pretty hot start. And then I think we played that stretch of holes like 1 under maybe, and I was kind of like, oh, damn it, like that was our advantage gone. And then just went about sort of getting it out of trouble in all sorts of different spots for the last 10 holes and rolled in a few putts. And then, yeah, like, I mean, it just felt like there with 6, 7 holes to go, we look up at the board where, you know, maybe leading or 1 back or somewhere around that range, and everyone in the crowd could feel it. You know, we could all feel it that we were trying to get it done. And yeah, like obviously playing with Leash, I don't know that either of us would have played as well as we did had we not played with each other, because it was like any time he did anything remotely good, I was just straight into him, like, great shot, Leash, well done there, that was tough, like really well done. And we fed off each other all day like that. So I think that played a big part in why both of us shot 65 and ultimately got us into that playoff.
Jonesy, you had an awesome week this week. You played really, really well. Can you sum up the experience both on course and then like what it's like to be sitting up here now?
No, it's not that easy to sum up. For us to
win in Australia as a team. It's something we wanted to do last year. We didn't get it done. To do it this year, it's hard to explain. To do it with these guys, we're all good friends. We have such a good time together, and I think that's one of the aspects that makes our team so good. We're such good friends. We have a good time hanging out, drinking, which we'll do plenty of tonight, and on the plane tomorrow, I'm sure.
Cam, that moment where you had to decide the two players that were going to play in the playoff, can you take us into the locker room and what that situation was like?
It wasn't easy. Not an easy decision. I had just made bogey on 18, and we kind of all talked about it. We had a good chat. Obviously, Leash and Herbie shot a really good score today, so they were kind of on fire. But I think. In the end, it was the right decision. Do I think it would have mattered? Probably not. I think any one of these guys could have stepped up there and got the job done. And I think today for myself was about digging deep. I didn't really have my best stuff out there, but we did it in that first playoff hole. We both made pretty good pars and kept us in the golf tournament. So, it was. I think it could have gone either way. I think any one of us could have done it.
A question for all of you. I just want to hear kind of the best part of this week. Like, is there a certain moment, whether it was standing up in front of the crowd just now, doing shoeies, or sitting here?
The fan support, walking down every fairway it's not even close to any event you'll ever experience. For myself personally, the amount of times you get say, "Go Rippers, go Jonesy," is unbelievable, and that doesn't happen very often. So it was definitely that.
I asked Pewey if we could play a fourth round this week, just because I wanted to experience what we have experienced all this week for another day. It was just phenomenal. The amount of support we have had all week from the fans. I think I earned a few new nicknames out there, but really, it was.
Care to share?
There is. I heard wingnut a few times. I feel like might be semi-appropriate. I couldn't narrow it down to one moment.
That one's going to stick.
Mark?
Obviously, that putt I made on 18 in the first playoff hole was pretty good. How we got out of that, I don't really know. Out of that hole, we were done and dusted by the looks of it. And then I can't remember if it was going to the second playoff hole or after we'd won already, but walking from the clubhouse around to the 10th tee to get on the golf carts, and just the fans just all screaming at you, screaming your name. That's something that I'll remember forever. And I think all of the experiences that we had this week that are memorable will be pretty much due to the fans, because they were so good.
Cam?
I'd probably have to say Leash's putt as well, although I was absolutely shitting myself on my putt that had to come, but that's as loud of a roar as I've ever heard, and then probably again after I made mine was pretty special. So yeah, to get out of that, especially with Louis and Dino hitting, the two perfect shots, really how you have to play the hole, and then Leash and I kind of not playing it the way it should be played, but getting out of that, hearing the crowd was pretty cool.
That's awesome. What are you guys going to do to celebrate?
Oh, probably just quiet night. Just go to sleep.
Couple of Diet Cokes and be off to bed.
Bit of packing for the plane tomorrow.
No, I'd say there'll be some beers involved.
Some Leishman lagers?
If we can get a hold of it somewhere, definitely. The plane ride tomorrow could be pretty rough, I would think. There'll be some banging heads on it, and it's going to be a good night. And the good thing about this is it's not just us four that won. We got obviously our caddies that helped us with it, and everyone else that supports us, and then everyone that was here at the golf course today. So I'm sure there'll be people in the city in Adelaide that that we'll see where we are, and I'm sure we'll have some beers with people that we've never seen before, but they'll feel like we're mates, and we will feel like we're mates too, which is great.
Amazing. I'm going to let the media ask some. Raise your hand. Over there.
Congrats, guys. Just a quick one about the teams component. When you have a day like this, you guys want LIV to be such a successful concept. Does it just go to show how important the teams component is to the success of this long term?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's been, that's been from the get-go. Ever since Leash and I come into this team with Jonesy and Wade, it was that's all we talked about, and it's such a different way to think about golf, and it's especially for us, I think, because we're all such good mates. I think the Stingers are really good mates as well. There's a couple of teams that don't quite get along as well as what we do, but doing something for your mates is special, and usually in golf, if we were playing on the tour and Leashy was up on the leaderboard, I'd be barracking for him or Jonesy or whatever. But for it to actually mean something and do something for the guy you're leaning on is a cool feeling, and something that we haven't experienced probably since we were 17, 18 years old playing an interstate series. So it's a feeling that's good. It's just how this is going to go, I think, for a very long time.
And I think it shows that LIV Golf is just a different product. It's something that can embrace 4 blokes, 8 blokes, including our caddies, and then today you saw that a whole country embraced one team, and that's something that I don't think happens very often, and I think that goes to show that it's certainly going somewhere and a force to be reckoned with.
Just on that point, Leash, about embracing a team, I think we saw there on the playoff on those extra holes, the crowd was so rowdy and almost Bronx cheers for the South Africans when they're playing their shots. Like, do you guys encourage that? Do you want that to be part of, I suppose, golf etiquette going forward if you're in a tense situation like that? It's all fair, obviously, all fair game.
I think the only time we'll embrace that is the first time we go to South Africa. And if we're in a playoff with the Stingers, I think we'll embrace that they can do whatever the hell they want to us. But yeah, I mean, I think it was cool. I mean, the first team playoff is going to be remembered, and I'm going to remember it for all positive things.
And last one from me, Matt, just to you, just quickly. I think you birdied the watering hole on all 3 days. Yep. It almost seemed like it was just too easy for you this
So
week.
did Leash.
Too easy.
Did you as well, Leash? Sorry, apologies.
Yeah, jeez.
It just seemed too easy for both of you guys this week. How'd you find that watering hole?
I enjoyed the tee being moved up just a little bit every time. I could hit wedge. I think I hit wedge 3 times, maybe at 9 on one time. I can't really remember. But, I made a nice 15-footer today for birdie. I was actually a bit stressed going into that hole because I spoke to Cam before the round started, and he said the pin was a doozy. So I was a bit worried when I was hitting that tee shot, to be honest.
Over here.
Cam, was there a time during the round where you looked at the scoreboard and you saw how the other 3 guys were playing and you felt like, man, I gotta get another gear here?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely didn't have my best stuff today. I think, I told Sam on the 7th green, I said, mate, I'm absolutely shitting myself here. Like I just made a birdie, but it seemed like I was just tight and tense and. Just had a lot of. I feel like I had a lot of pressure, and then the way that the boys were playing, almost added another element of pressure. Like I really have to pull my finger out here because everyone else is going good. So, so there was that, but I had that little stretch of holes there, Birdie Alley from 7 till 13. We're going to call that Birdie Alley. There's a 4 par 5s in there and all reachable. So yeah, you'd like to think you could get a couple, if not a few, and manage to do that, and then really just get on the front foot from there and made a nice putt on 14. And yeah, by the time we went to the 17th tee, actually, I looked back over the 13 green at the scoreboard, and we had like a six shot lead or something. So I'm like, oh yeah, we're cruising here. And then yeah, this thing has just come out of nowhere basically, and yeah, it was such a cool day. There was such a mix of emotions, I think. And then when you throw the team stuff in there as well, you really want to dig deep and really do it for everyone else.
And when you made the jump to LIV, is this what you envisioned, like this week? Not just winning today, but just how you guys were accepted by entire city and country, basically.
This week has far exceeded my vision for what was ahead. I think I always knew internally that Australia would really embrace LIV with the culture, with the music, with the entertainment, everything that goes on around it. I always felt like this was a place where it was going to make it big, and how it's been the last couple of years has been just insane. I mean, last year, I said, I'm biased. This is the best tournament I've ever played. I think this year it's done it again. So it's so cool. We just don't get to experience this, and being the home team makes it so much more special. And what these guys have done this week even makes it better again. So yeah, it's really cool.
And Leash, when you were walking to the 18th green on that first playoff hole, what percentage of chance would you have given you guys to win?
Well, I mean, I've been in some pretty low percentage places with bigger consequences. So I would say, I mean, it wasn't looking good. I would say 25% chance that we could go on. Thought there was a very low percent.
I think 25%'s being...
Yeah. Yeah, I'm an optimist. So, yeah, I don't know. I knew those putts weren't easy because I had that same putt that they had in regulation, and I hit a really good putt and it didn't hit the hole. Actually, no, it did hit the hole, it lipped out. But it was a really tricky pin. It was pretty much every putt from within 6 or even 5 feet of the hole from behind that pin is a double breaker. So I don't know. It was a low percentage, but there was a even lower percentage that we were going to come out on top after that hole. But you got to just embrace that stuff, I think. Embrace the challenge and hope that you can come out of it and give yourself another chance, which we did, and it turned out pretty good for us.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
Anyone else? No? Okay, go celebrate. Congratulations, guys.